Hello everyone, how are you guys? This is a very spontaneous moment where Sheryl and I decided that we just would like to do Facebook Live. And of course, we are figuring this one out how our buttons work. Now, let me see it a little bit one more time. So I hope you are all doing great and having a good day. And I have invited Sheryl, so this is just our test, so we're gonna see how it's gonna work out. And she is here. Let's say bring Sheryl on camera. And so we just wanna talk to you guys and how are you doing?
Yay!
And this is Sheryl. We're figuring this one out. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. See, we are getting this in a faster way. So Sheryl and I had just had a moment and we're saying, you know what? Let's just do the Facebook Live, right? We're just talking
Yes.
a bit and we were talking about how this group feels and that you are guys also amazing. And we were just comparing the notes from the group that we were before or that we know. And we were just saying how different this group is. And I don't think we're making this one up. It's just different, right?
Yes. Yes, I love the energy. It's so personal. And Tom has been such a big part of that, bringing everyone in such a personal way. And yeah, I just love how all of you are acting like it's your group because it is your group. It's not our group.
Absolutely. There's a Tom. Thank you, Tom, for all that you do. And
Hi.
Tom is the first one who usually talks to you guys and try to invite you in the group or to see, who may be a great fit to our group. And the one thing I want to share with everybody is the synchronicity. Like we hear so many stories, like somebody was just thinking about the harmonic convergence or saw the number 333s, and that really makes our day, right, Cheryl? When we feel like, okay, it's not only us who's feeling it. There's like we all are feeling it. What is happening?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we were just talking with Chiro about that there's this new mass awakening going on, right? That both of us meeting the new people who just sharing the similar story that they just awaken into energy and they are new to this and it's rather exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah, and they're coming from all walks of life and they're coming in however they come in. Some are spiritual, some are galactic, some are still some of the more conventional spiritual paths and religions, but there is some new energy that they're feeling. So I think it's beautiful that we have all these different pathways awakening to the fact that something special is going on right now and they want to be part of it and learn more about their truth and why they're here and what we can do together. So it's a beautiful energy.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with, of course, the harmonic convergence, right? That we all gonna do. And on the side note, guys, when you start planning your events, please post them, list them, email them to us. Tom's gonna be more than happy to put it on the website. And that we need to start gathering our people and sort of create this post. Where are we gonna do it, or where the people can gather? And if you want to do it just by yourself in your house, then go for it. That's not a big deal. But when we were talking with Sheryl, I was sharing with her that lately I'm reading for quite a lot of people who were Essenes in the past lives. And if you are not familiar with Essenes, Essenes has been a group of the people who are preparing for the birth of the Christ and were around the Christ, follow the Christ, and then the Mary Magdalene moved to the France and so much on. The fast forward, is it okay I share about Essenes? Is that I believe, from my channel information, that Essenes are descended ancient Atlantinians from the tribe, and they've been just, keeping the information and the energy alive and moving it forward. Now, what I have learned through my readings is that after the witch trials, which lasted somewhere between the 13th to the beginning of the 16th century, we have closed our energy intentionally. So the last, I would say, is conscious usage of the Essene energy, of our ancient Atlantinian energy, the wise woman and the man energy that we were using consciously. we some were bullied back then, and we were waiting until the time will be more, more, how would you say it, Sheryl, more open to us, right? And would be
Yes.
more supportive to us. And I
Yes.
believe that 2012 really marked that time. And whenever you have awakened before or after, this lifetime is the most supportive for the spiritual people that we had in the long, long, long time. Because we're not going to be born for this anymore. We're not going to be prosecuted for being the healer or the psychic or using your energy. On the contrary, this is something that is shaping us into a new human. So the long story short, the Essenes are coming back. And whatever you would call it, whenever that be Essenes or whatever your religion is, it means that your ancient Atlantean energy is coming back. And that brings some kind of the level of the fears, which is normal on the spiritual journey. And I think that's where Sheryl can talk about a lot of fears, because I know you consult with a lot of people who do awaken and just to deal with the earthly fears, right?
hmm Well, and
Yeah.
that's what we were just speaking about is like, I'm crystal clear that I'm here now because it's so important that when we awaken to the truth of who we are this time and to all these gifts, there's all this talk about manifestation and stepping into our powers of manifestation. And we're all clairvoyant and we're all clairsentient. We have all these senses and gifts, and we're really awakening to that now in mass. And with that comes great responsibility because we need to lead with the soul and the heart. We need to lead with unconditional love and light, not letting the ego lead, because if the ego gets in charge with this kind of power, we'll be right back where we are. We will, we can plunge ourselves backwards again. And I know none of us wants that. We didn't intentionally create that before, but we created that. And now we're in a place of important wisdom, right? We have to lean into our wisdom, and our soul knows that we came here to learn how to be with these gifts in physical form, and we've learned a lot of valuable lessons, and let's remember those now. And as we awaken to these gifts, let's lead with love, unconditional love. Let's look at what we've done to the earth and how we can help to heal her and fellow men and women, because we are all one, and use this in a way that's really going to elevate the consciousness and bring mass healing, because I think that's what this era is about. I know I sounded like I went off preaching there, but I'm just very passionate about that.
No, that's absolutely right, spot on. And so, as Shor was saying, we have to leave our ego behind. And so, if you experience any kind of the fears and the obstacles, you look at it, and it's just your human egos having a hiccup. Because your human ego, when the soul and the ego, well, when the baby is created, when the energy is created, and there's that, the spark of the life, and when the man and the woman come together and create a baby, there's right away, there's a soul and there's a human ego exchanging the energy files like what have happened to you in the past. And so if in this lifetime is your destiny to awaken, to live through the heart, to live through, that most beautiful and the pure energy, the ego is up there saying, but my job is to protect you and you have to survive. Okay, let's manifest all kind of the fears. So whatever is
Yes.
up there, guys, that making you afraid, then you look at it as it's just a human having a hiccup. How I can help the spiritual self to lead me, how I can be on
Mhm.
this path of the light, and how I can let this ego just to walk beside me. We know that there's, a lot of transformation of the ego, and each of us have a big stories to tell, right? But the one
Mhm.
conclusion I think I came to is that we always will have our ego because it's a part of our human self. We cannot ditch it, we cannot get rid of it, we can transform it, and we can make it to work for us. So I like to look at the
Yeah.
ego as a little animal to pet, your cat, your dog, your little lizard, whatever you want it to be, your monkey, right? And it's your pet, and your pet wants to protect you and it wants to
Yeah.
help you. So you can assign your ego a job. You want to create an event. This is what a human likes to do. And he says, well, how would it make you feel that you create an event, that you do all this or that, or that you do something that you always wanted to do instead of be afraid of it? You get excited on it, but then you get to be led by your soul energy. You don't push this like, I know the better and this is the way and nobody understands. This is the system we work with. We went through that back, right, in the past. My
Yes.
big speculation is a speculation. I always look at the 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar, as a something so spectacular. Like I would say that all people that I know, we knew that it's just a changing of the times. There was not any doomsday or anything like that. But the change of the time left the open window for us for what is it that we can do. As you said, we could repeat a cycle. We could go totally the same way. We're gonna grow up in the most amazing, technologically evolved civilization. We're gonna distract ourselves and we're gonna continue up and up again. Or we can take a different tune. We can be the amazing civilization. We can be amazingly technologically evolved. But if we let us lead through the heart, then we can really reach the stars and do a lot of things. And if you decided after you don't want to be here, you can go wherever you want. You don't have to come back here anymore. So that that is the that is the fact.
Yes, exactly. And that's to me what this August 11th is an invitation to bring as many people as we can into this
Yeah.
group and together at 111 to meditate. That is the meditation, is the bringing of all this amazing love and gifts and things gifted to us in these bodies by our guides and our galactic guides and our every guide, whatever your guides are to you, to bring all of that through the body and into the earth. And that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here in bodies right now, is to be that conduit between what's out there and what can be in the earth, and to really transform the vibration here. And I think it's so exciting. And all of you guys joining this group are just saying, yes, that's why we're here. That it's such an affirmation to hit 500 today. It's so exciting.
Oh yeah, we got to 500 today, right? Exciting.
Whee!
The number five, it's meaning of the transformation. It's like this big transformation. So as three is the catalyst and four is the abundance, the five is transformation. So that's really good. Each of you. So Jose Arguelles, the original, the guy man, who I'm so grateful for that um, he spoke about the harmonic convergence. He was a big organizer. I know that there were many organizers, and I know we don't give them enough credit, but the Jose Arguelles is the one who really struck the note and the remembrance within us. He spoke that there's 144,000 soul dancers, soul families, who originally in the 1987 connect around the earth in the energy and meditate. We now see like there's 144 representatives of each family, 144,000, and each of them of us represents our soul family or a big group behind us. So it's not only that one soul family is connecting together, but we are connecting our soul families together. And that is a big theme of this year, right, Sheryl? In our personal life, what we see with the other people happening, that unity is starting to learn to unite, to reach one to another, right?
Yes,
You
absolutely.
want to add to it?
Just how beautiful it is for us all to come together. And it's funny that, yes, we are in these different soul families, and some of us have guides from different places, and yet it's all one. And so for as fascinating as all these stories are, and as different as we can perceive ourselves to be, it's that coming together of all those different facets that makes the diamond, right? So we are all one, and we're just different facets of that. And how beautiful to come together and celebrate that. I think we've spent hundreds of years fighting about those differences, and it's time to really celebrate them.
To put it aside. And I'm gonna add this to the Essenes yet. So when I'm reading for the people, I'm always so grateful that I connect with the people all around the world. And I found this Essenes with many different countries that you would not even think of, with a different kind of the skin color. When I read for somebody who's, let's say, African American, this says, well, I was a scene, I was like, yeah, there's this big yes for you, or for the other one. It's not just, there's the one group of the people who are meant to do this. Absolutely not. We have consciously chosen to be born in very different parts of the world, some of them very challenging, in very different colors and the shapes of the body as a man and a woman, and so much on. And one great thing is that we need to all learn to put it aside. And I think it starts with the spiritual people, Baba fears, because each of us, we created some kind of the thing that we have, and everybody's kind of proud of their thing. And to be proud is just the ego thing. It's not really a spiritual thing. We have to put it aside and really lead by the heart. And it says, okay, we can extend, we can work together, we can empower each other. I know when I first started many years ago, and the guy says, well, teach the others. My ego was so scared. I was like, if I'm going to teach them, nobody's going to come to me for the advice. If I'm going to teach them everything I know. I had a hiccup. I had a human ego hiccup. And then they says, no, there's going to be more coming than you ever took before. And I trusted them. And I had to learn as well to follow the heart, to trust the universe, with me to trust the Pleiadians and find a way to trusting the God, and seeing it that now we have to learn to trust one another. Don't be afraid that somebody's gonna burn me, because we have been betrayed and burned many times before. I mean, that's the way to learning to trust. You feel intuitively who you can trust and who you cannot trust, obviously. But if you feel that's the right way, Sheryl and I have never met in the physical life, but we have met in the virtual life and hearing each other, and we felt, okay, this is the way to do, and we 100%, I would say, trust each other, right? And knowing that this is it, and there are many like I know that you guys have our bags and we have your bags. If there is, something that we can, to give you advice or steer you in the right directions, we'd be more than happy to do so. We're gonna do this Facebook Live, so get your questions ready. I mean, we don't have answers for everything, but I'm sure there's somebody else who has answers on something that we do not know. We just opened this door and initiated, and we all can share, because here no one is a boss. No one's gonna put one. No, there's nobody that knows something better than somebody else, right? We all can share our opinion, and if I think about something and somebody else to see totally differently, that's okay to share it without pushing one thing on another. And that is a big deal. I believe that we are learning, and we are it's like a pilot program that we are holding for the others, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And my biggest passion is helping you find your answers. So if there's something, and learning to trust that inner voice, like you were just saying about, is this person safe? Is this situation safe? The way we find out is to really get still and listen. And we live in such a busy, fast-paced world that seems to be everybody's number one challenge is, have you stopped and listened to your inner voice? Because I don't care how many gurus you know, your guru is inside of you. You have to stop and listen to that voice to get your truth. We don't have your truth. We have our truth. And we can try and help you find your truth, because that's what this new era is about. That's why the soul has to be the driver and the ego has to be in the back seat, because the soul is our truth, and that's who's going to get us there, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm like here, yes. Just make sure that your little soul, your little pet, your little Tom has a lizard.
Yes.
That his little lizard sitting in the back of the he laughs at his computer. He goes, absolutely. But it's nice.
I like that. I think my ego's going to be a lizard. I really like that.
It can be anything. I mean, it can totally be anything. It goes there. It's kind of like so cool and chill. And likes to lie and to think. And once in a while has a fit. So, yeah. So good that your lizard in the back seat is nice and comfy. And it's happy. And it's fat. And it's taken care of. And that he knows that you love him as well. And then drive that car as fast as you can, because time is speeding up, the things are speeding up. Oh my God, they are crazy. And yeah, so get your, if you have questions, maybe you guys can write them down and we just, go over them in these lives, because it is easier, it is fun, it is interactive, and we're gonna plan it the next time so you guys can join us. This was very spontaneous and I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
So that was fun.
Yes.
So You everyone want to add anything?
Yes. Just to post your events, as Ava said, please post your events in the group. And an event is 5 people. An event is a block party. An event is whatever an event is for you. Just let us know how you want to come together on August 11th. My event's in there already. If you're anywhere near Carmine, Texas, please, know that you're welcome to that one as well. We're going to have a potluck. We're going to have the lovely meditation. We're going to channel Jose Arguelles. We're going to do all kinds of great activities, and we'd love to have or if it's really my guides, how to know. Oh, that's a good one. You want to start, Ava?
Okay, sorry, I had a little moment here when I freeze something on my screen. Now it's okay. All right. So your guide, when you ask the questions, your guides would give you suggestions. Your guide doesn't give you always 100% the answer on everything. So you want to see, you sort of want to see, does it coming from me or does it coming from somewhere else, the way I would not think about it. If I would ask my guys, for example, what should I cook for dinner today? My guys probably would say as well, what is it that you would like to have? What is it that your body wants to have? Ask your body. So they would guide me to that question. Ask your body what your body needs. Silent your body and go and in. So I would be sitting with my body and I says, what is that you want today? Do you want a salad? Do you want a macaroni and cheese? Do you want a baked potatoes? What is that you want? Like right now, I feel like my body says, just a salad, please. That's going to be really nice. And that I know that I have this communication with myself and with my guides. If you ask, let's say, for the question like, something about the Atlantis and so much on, which is harder to distinguish than what you want to eat. So you want to sort of, take that breath and your ego sits within your stomach and pull it in a little bit and let your heart open. So when you ask the questions, you bring it from your mind in your heart and you sort of like put it outward in your heart, out of your heart and bring that answer in. And then see how it resonates with you. So if you feel something like, I don't know, you have been a street cleaner at Atlantis, which is not true, right? But then you cannot say like, I cannot have been the street cleaner. That's your ego saying like, I cannot have been that. Or if it tells you, that you have been somebody amazing, again, you just feel it. There's no excitement. If it tells you that you have been the king of the Atlantis, there is not really, the ego will say like, yes, king of the Atlantis, I know it all. That's the ego. That's not really your guide. Your guide would not really, again, tells you all step by step. They put you on the research. So let's say you are a healer and you're looking for the cure for the cancer. What my guides usually do, they guide me to the right pages to do my research. Like I do receive some of the symbols or the guidance, but then they give me the 50% and another 50% I do have to find so that I know it is my guide. I also test the energy. If I don't know, like now I'm pretty, I would say I know the imprint of my energy guides, but if I don't know, it feels funny in the early days. I would ask the energy 3 times in a row, are you coming from love and light? And I would have to feel that feel or sense or write down the automatic writing the answer yes. I have learned that from the old shamanic way that the energy cannot lie to you 3 times in a row. And it works for me. I don't know if it works for everybody, but it works for me. I do not trust the pendulum because pendulum never really worked for me for the reason that my guide says that I would bypass to train my energy to feel it just to the pendulum, and pendulum can be affected by the other energy. I know that there are many people who would swear by the pendulum and it works for them. It is just the personal thing. How does it work for me? What you, Sheryl?
There's so many, it's so beautiful that everything around us has a spirit and is alive. So for me, this has been a really great question because it's been an evolutionary process for me to get really clear on when it's guidance and when it's my head giving me the answer I want to hear, right? And so I have all kinds of things that are 3D, that are tangible material things that I can use to confirm it. So like when we started talking about doing this meditation, we started seeing 333s everywhere. We would run into people talking about the harmonic convergence, and it's like, yes, that's my guides. This is definitely the right path. So if we ask the universe, if we ask our guides, please bring me these messages in fun ways so that I can confirm that I'm hearing you right and that I'm getting the guidance right. And it can show up everywhere. If numerology resonates for you, that's another language we can
Yeah.
connect with, the numbers popping up. It can be the pendulum for some people. I did finally find a gemstone that works for me. It can be creative writing. It can be divination cards where I just say, guidance, I need more information on this. Send me another layer to look at. And then I pull the right card or the right reading for that. So we've got animal medicine that shows up right along the shamanic path is
Yeah.
another great way. So I think as we're trying to build really we're talking about intuition, hearing our guidance and hearing our intuition, right? Trusting that inner channel more than outside. Outside can be a great way to reinforce it and expand it. That's helped me a lot. And then like what you said, Ava, that at the end of the day, we have free will. That's our birthright. That's our gift. So spirit will never answer our questions. Spirit and our higher self will show us our highest possibilities. And then the choice is ours. And we can screw it up or not, right? Because we're here for our human experience and we get to choose. So
Yeah.
that's all I really have to say. I hope that's helped some.
Yeah, I actually think there's an interesting observation because as we talk about it, you hold more that earth energy and I bring that extraterrestrial energy. So that you found the right stone for you because you are so connected to crystals. And so that the
Hmm.
pendulum works for you because you find the right stone, right? That is
Hmm.
interesting. And so I'm more for me, it never worked because I'm more connected to these higher extraterrestrial energies. So I do have a hard time actually sometimes to really go and connect with those crystals. And I'm talk, I love crystals and have them everywhere, but it doesn't always work for me. So it may also, I never took of it, but it may also vary on our energies. If you more feel connected to the crystals and the earth and so much on and the angelic realm, then I would say is the Cheryl's way is actually much more better for you than just learning to, telepathically feel them and asking the question as I do. If you work more with Pleiadians and Syrians and Andromedians, then I think it will be easy for you to learn to telepathically to connect with them and of course, to test the energy. So that's actually an interesting point. That's what we bring together to learning the bridge the earth between the universe. That is actually really exciting.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and for me, because I want to build more of that higher link,
Yes.
I I am purposefully not leaning on those tools. I don't want the cards to give me the answers. I do
Yeah.
all the best that I can to sit in meditation and get my messages. And then it's like, okay, can I confirm that, please? Because I'm not sure if I just made that up or not. So until I can trust it more, at least I've got ways to confirm.
Yes, yes. And I do, I do have a card app on my phone and I do look every day for the morning for the message, what it is, what it's gonna bring. I was like, okay. And I have to say those cards go, you randomly receive it and it really goes with the synchronicity of the day. So there's definitely a
Mhm.
synchronicity. Oh, one last thing I wanted to bring up. Somebody emailed us or messaged us today about the yoga. There's, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but Tom does. We have a lady who does teach the yoga and would like to incorporate the yoga and the harmonic convergence. And I think that's the most fantastic idea to, if you want to have a yoga event and bring the people and teach the yoga and meditate and so much on, I think that is absolutely fitting. I hoping to beg my friend here in the Charleston, which you don't know yet, but if you're watching, Krista, I'm begging you that you will teach a free yoga class at our event. There will be this little, to yoga thing. I think that yoga is the most amazing thing because I love yoga. Of course, there's a lot of, the modalities that are great, but the yoga does. I think that a lot of star seeds or, the people who really have that spiritual awakened energy go to yoga. And they don't even know. I know I talk to people and they says, I started to yoga and I started to feeling this energy and that brought me to this book about the angels. The yoga could definitely be like this first level of awakening for some people. And some people, who
Mhm.
do um, who, to feel stuck with the energy, the yoga definitely helps you to move energy. I know whenever I feel, I kind of get moody and the stuff and I do the yoga because it makes me feel good. It really stretch and move the energy. And I'm kind of lazy person, so the yoga really works for me. I'm not the cardio person, so I really tried, but that's just killing me. I don't think the aliens like cardio. That's probably for those earth people. Would be good to compare guys with you.
All honesty, I am not a big yoga person at this time. My mom was into it, my best friend is into it, and I'm sure she's going to get me back into it, but it has not been my thing. I've been all about the gym. I've been very 3D for a long time. So, I was at the gym and stuff, but you're right about yoga, and it's a beautiful spiritual practice. Cassandra, I understand, is watching and is the one that wants to do this. I did an interview, one of the great interviews that I've had. Her name is Callie Alexander, and you can look at my show, Exploring Possibilities. All of them are free. I've got almost 200 episodes. Google Callie Alexander, Exploring Possibilities. She does yoga for the masses out in California. She's an amazing lady, and she just gathers these huge groups and does free yoga classes. And from that, of course, she also has private practice. So she is paid, but that's something that she does to give back. And I thought of her the minute I heard that you were looking for ways to expand with yoga. And yes, we have lots of yoga practitioners in this group. So definitely post your questions to each other and get to know each other in this group. It's a beautiful way to connect with like-spirited people and really kind of advance for all of us, because as one goes, we all go. So I wish you all the best, and let us know how we can help you.
Absolutely. So I hope that Cassandra, they're gonna make you yoga event. That would be so awesome. And I think that would be so awesome. I would definitely go if
Yes.
I live in the Illinois.
Yes, so post your events, post your questions in the group. Thank you for watching us here, and let us know what you'd like to see on the next live so that we can kind of coordinate something around themes that are important to you.
That's a good idea, Sheryl. On the next episode, Eva and Sheryl, Sheryl and Eva, the aliens versus the Earth people. Oh my goodness, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yoga, the cardio. No, that's good. Let's compare the aliens versus, the Earth. No, I don't know how you call it. We have to find a good name for it.
I don't know. That is so funny. Well, and I'm alien too, so I'm not exactly in denial over here. I just hold more of the Earth piece, I guess, but I can go galactic too. So whichever way we want to go with this is all good.
I think so. I explained you to guys. I think we all are extraterrestrials because the DNA from the Atlantis came from the ancient aliens, and so we all are literally extraterrestrial beings in our DNA. It has been even scientifically proved. But what I think that some of us came to this lifetime with more information from out there, and some came more anchored and more information to the earth. And the reason is that, those who are more, I would say, is connected to the stars or have the more memory, just at this lifetime, we tend to get more depressed and carried away, and we sort of need a grounding point. And so I think those who are more connected to the earth, choose in this lifetime to have that more memory. Okay, I'm gonna get really grounded, so I'm gonna ground those people. So together we can bring all those information here, because there's not one person coming. There's not one big, like give us a Jesus or the God and anybody else, one person coming, because we all have to learn to do this together. So we all have the piece of the puzzle, that the anchoring each other, supporting our energy, bridging it all together. So ultimately, we are all aliens. So it should be the alien show. Thank you, Emily.
We are the aliens we've been waiting for. I love that expression. Why don't we just call it that?
I like it. I like it. The new human beings, they are the aliens that we have been waiting for. Okay, guys, let's give it a vote, okay? Let us know. And that should be our show name. Show name.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are so patient with us. We're silly and we're having fun, and we want you to have fun with us. So I hope you can join us next time. And thank you for joining us this time. And I guess our silly selves ought to go have a good laugh.
All right, off to the mothership. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.